Alright, my loves, let's talk about Choco Musk and the Choco Musk range. In the past, I have been a Choco Musk hater because I had the oil quite a few years ago and I just didn't enjoy it. That was back when I first started my channel. I didn't really have any perfumes that had a noticeable vanilla note. Well, unless they were things like lemon, you know, things that have like a really floral bouquet with just like a hint of vanilla. But nowadays I wear vanilla perfumes much more often. I found the right vanillas for me, and I think it's changed the way I feel about vanillas, full stop. So recently I decided to retry the original Choco Musk, and I figured I might as well, because they're so affordable, get the new ones as well. So I went to Amazon, which is where I've always got my Alrehab perfumes from. And I am an Amazon affiliate. So, I mean, I'm only an affiliate with them because I shop so much with them. So I'm happy to kind of put links, affiliate links on my channel for Amazon, because I do actually shop there all the time. I got all of these from Amazon. So what I did initially was I got the Choco Musk Marshmallow, Choco Musk Pistachio as a bundle from Amazon, and I think at the time it was about $12.99 for 3 50ml bottles. So obviously extremely happy about that. Not too happy that they stuck them together with sellotape, which has totally destroyed the boxes when trying to take them apart. That's very annoying. Anyway, so I smelt these and then I thought, okay, I want to make a video comparing them also to the oils, and I'll explain myself further as to why. But I'm going to start with the original Choco Musk because that makes sense to start there, because also I've completely fallen in love and I'm obsessed at the moment with this perfume. So my tastes have changed, but also I had a few comments on my video where I talked about getting this in what I wore last week, and I've had a couple of people say that they didn't like the Choco Musk that they had, and someone has said that the old bottle of Choco Musk that she had she never liked, but she really loves the more recent one that she's got, and she thinks maybe it's been reformulated. So who knows whether my tastes have completely changed or whether this is just more to my taste now because it's slightly different. If you've been wearing this for years, do tell me if you think they've changed the formulation down in the comments. But let's start with Choco Musk. So I'll be back in a minute where we can focus just on these two. So according to Fragrantica, Choco Musk has been around in the perfume form since 2023. Now I'm quite sure that's not correct, because I'm sure I saw people with the perfume version of this before then. I might just be mixing that up in my mind, because I do know I've been seeing people with the oil, and I know I bought the oil maybe 4+ years ago, and I've been seeing people with it for longer than that. They don't have a date for the oil on Fragrantica, but this is the one where they do have a separate listing for the oil than they do the perfume. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe the perfume didn't come out until later, but I had the oil first. So let's take that out of the box. There is the tiny little Choco Musk, extremely famous scent, iconic I'm sure. And then this is the bottle, the 50ml bottle of the Eau de Parfum. So I'm going to put the notes up over here and we can talk about it. Let's start with what it says for the oil. I'm not sure if they've got the same notes here, we shall see. So for the oil, they list vanilla, milk chocolate, white musk, spicy notes, cinnamon, amber, sandalwood, myrrh and rose. As you can see, quite a lot going on for something that's just called Choco Musk. I also have a perfume oil called Chocolate Musk from Al Nuaim, and that's the one that I always really liked, even when I didn't like this one. So my first impression of the oil was that when I had it before, I was like, this doesn't smell like chocolate. It just smells like a kind of perfumey vanilla. And I have to say, interestingly, so in the actual perfume, they list vanilla, chocolate, musk, spices, cinnamon, amber, sandalwood, oriental woodsy notes, and rose. They don't list the myrrh. And smelling the oil again, it does smell very similar to the spray for sure. Let me just have a sniff of these right next to each other. It's so strange to me because what I can just definitely say about these is that I love the eau de parfum. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's amazing. It's so cozy. It's so comforting. It's so yummy. I'm not even going to say it's so chocolatey because I'll go into that in a minute, but it is sweet and gourmand and lovely. And technically the oil is almost identical, but I just don't like it as much. And I'm not entirely sure why. I feel like on my skin, the oil, I feel like it's not as kind of fun and light. It's a little bit, it feels a bit heavier. I think it does still feel to me like there's more vanilla. And I think it feels like there's more kind of amber and those other more perfumey notes coming out on my skin personally. So this might just be that the way the oil comes across to me isn't great, but the perfume version smells really nice on my skin. But I mean, overall, definitely they smell very similar to each other. I just prefer, I mean, to be honest, I prefer a spray anyway. I don't really like wearing oils, but I do think that I found this really addictive in a way that I have not found this oil addictive. And to be honest, I'm probably not even going to keep this oil. I'm probably going to give it away. But it is definitely fun. It's really nice. I'm sure lots of people have both and they layer them. But I'm going to be pretty happy, I think, with just this original spray. Now, in terms of how this smells, I do still stand by the fact that I feel like Choco Musk is more of a cozy vanilla to me, with a hint of something chocolatey. I think when I was talking about it before, I said, I think that there is something chocolate adjacent in this scent. Possibly if you're American and you're used to kind of Hershey's chocolate, I don't know if this smells more like the kind of chocolate you're used to and chocolate sauces and chocolate flavoured things. But this doesn't represent the kind of milky, creamy chocolate that we tend to get in Europe. It has, to me, the smell of an instant hot chocolate powder mix. It's not that powdery, so it's not that it's not a hugely powdery perfume. It's more that it's got a fluffiness that is almost like the kind of when you open the top. And I feel like I'm quoting Ruth Ann McKinnon because I feel sure that I've seen her talking about this, and I think that she has said when you open a hot chocolate powder or I mean, I don't know if she said instant, but to me this smells like an instant hot chocolate powder that you mix with hot water, boiling water, not a milky creamy one, and definitely not a dark chocolate. But the kind of smell that you get when it first puffs out at you, you know, the kind of smell you get in the air, the slightly powdery smell you get in the air. That's what this smells like. And on my skin, I get close up to my skin. So if I put my nose to my skin, I get a little bit more of the spice and the amber and the more traditional kind of perfumey scent that's underneath the vanilla and chocolate here. That is kind of not my favourite thing about it. What I like about it is the scent bubble. The scent bubble is almost entirely that instant hot chocolate mix, you know? That's almost entirely what it is. Now, that's not a good quality chocolate. The scent that I'm talking about is very much kind of the kind of free hot chocolate you get at work kind of thing, you know, where you get the massive vats that you just put a big scoop. It's incredibly sweet. So it's not like a deep dark chocolate. It's not like a milky Belgian chocolate. It's a fun kind of, reminds me of my childhood instant Cadbury's hot chocolate. That's kind of what it smells like. And anyone who's had the instant Cadbury's hot chocolate knows it doesn't taste anything like actual Cadbury's chocolate. But it's that kind of thing. And I'm kind of obsessed with it. I think it's kind of nostalgic because of that scent to me. And I just love it. But like I said, the oil, it's not quite there for me. It just isn't giving me the same kind of joy that the spray is. So I think for me, the spray is the winner. If you want something that's maybe a little bit stronger, then I mean, I'm not sure it has, much more of a different scent bubble, but I did find it less comfortable to wear, which normally would suggest it's a little bit more overpowering, a little bit stronger. But yeah, I think the oil maybe more vanilla, maybe more of the amber, maybe a little bit more of the spice. But again, maybe that's just because there's something about the spray that allows the scent bubble around me to be the things about this perfume that I really, really like. And because it's an oil and it doesn't project off me in quite the same way, it doesn't create quite the same scent bubble. This one I think is a little bit more of the more perfumey, vanilla-y qualities in this that I definitely didn't like back in the day. So yeah, I mean, definitely not a huge difference, but anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying this one's staying, this one's probably going, and I just really like this and highly recommend the original Choco Musk. Now, let's talk about the flankers that just came out quite recently. So, we now have Choco Musk Marshmallow. I keep referring to this as Choco Musk Strawberry because I think it smells like strawberries, but I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is supposed to be a dupe of Kayali's Yum Bougie Marshmallow. And what's really interesting about this is that when I look at the comparisons, there's also things like Sabrina Carpenter Sweet Tooth, there's also the original Choco Musk, and I'm not particularly getting any of that from this perfume. I'm very much getting the Kayali, but let's talk about the difference between the oil and the spray because the difference here is very wide to me. So Fragrantica only have one listing for this one. They don't have a separate one for the oil and the perfume, but they only give you notes of marshmallow, strawberry, vanilla and cocoa. And okay, so let's start with the spray because that's where I started. I'm not even going to spray this one out. Reason being, this is full of that tarry aroma chemical, and it's the reason why I wanted to smell the oil, because I feel like that aroma chemical that I hate that's in so many perfumes now is some kind of fixant, because I've never smelt it in an oil perfume, and it is not in this oil perfume. So this smells like Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow with a massively huge amount of whatever that horrible aroma chemical is that literally smells like burning wood and burning tar. This one, the oil, smells like an acceptable dupe of Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow. So I would say this maybe does have a little bit more of a hint of chocolate in it than the Kayali. The reason I was interested in smelling this one is that my sister really likes the Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow, and I recently told her to, well, she asked for it for Christmas actually, to go for what I think is a really, really good dupe of it, which is the Paris Corner Marshmallow Blush. But Marshmallow Blush, I think sometimes is still occasionally about £40. You are getting a big bottle for it. But if you are on a mega budget and you like the Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow, I think that the Choco Musk Marshmallow, the oil version only, would be a really, really good alternative for you. Because I do think it's close enough that it might sate that desire to wear it. It's definitely a kind of strawberry scent. And what I feel with Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow is, to my nose, it basically just smells like strawberry Nesquik powdered milkshake. Like, that's what I get from it. I don't really get a huge amount else from Yum Bougie Marshmallow. I think the marshmallow in it is what gives it the sweetness and the powdery quality. The strawberry's really strong and, in my humble opinion, not particularly natural smelling. I mean, I'm sure there are some florals in here mixed in, and because it's a dupe, it's probably the same stuff that they have. I know that there's like apple and there's lemon. And yeah, I mean, because what I also get from this is a little hint of Capri in a bottle, because the Kayali Capri in a bottle has that lemon and vanilla and sugar combination. And I think it like the Yum Bougie Marshmallow to me almost smells like there's a strawberry and marshmallow with a little bit of apple kind of sitting on top of the Capri in a bottle. And this smells the same, but with a hint of kind of chocolate, you know? I think if you like Yum Bougie Marshmallow, I think the chances are you're going to love this oil. I definitely don't recommend this, because even if you can't smell that aroma chemical, everyone around you if there's even one person who thinks you smell like tar, then probably not worth bothering with when you can get a non-tarry version of this that's actually slightly stronger, to be honest. I don't really love this scent profile, so I don't know that I'm going to keep the oil of this. I'm definitely not keeping this one. This is getting out of my house. But I might hang on to this for now and just see how I feel. But generally speaking, I don't wear strawberry perfumes most of the time. Like I said, I got this mainly because I wanted to test it out so I could tell my sister if it was good. It might be that this is an oil that I just give to her and she can maybe use it underneath the Marshmallow blush that she's going to get for Christmas, because I think it would boost it, make it last longer. So anyway, so that is Choco Musk Marshmallow, and very much oil, yes. Spray perfume, absolutely not. So Fragrantica very much have the wrong set of notes for this particular perfume. So let's take these out of the boxes. Can you guess what I'm going to say about the spray of Choco Musk Pistachio? If you thought that the Marshmallow one was tarry, you ain't seen nothing yet. This perfume is a tarry aroma chemical nightmare, and it hits instantly. Now, I have to say, I sometimes find that the Kayali perfumes can be a bit tarry, but the Pistachio Gelato and the Bougie Marshmallow, those do not have that tarry aroma chemical in. This it is almost all I can smell in it. It's horrible, it's rancid. As I said, I got these all from Amazon, so they were super, super affordable, and I will put links to them in the bundles and the separate perfumes in my listing below in case you do want to try them. But my advice truly is, when it comes to the original, the spray I think is the superior. When it comes to these new flankers, the sprays are garbage, like they're trash. They smell like poison. So in the bin with those. The oils smell like what they're supposed to be duping. So Choco Musk Pistachio, this smells like the Yum Pistachio Gelato, I think it is. It really does, down to the fact that it also has that slightly unusual kind of cleanly, slightly soapy smell that you get in the OG. So the top notes are pistachio and musk, heart notes of cacao, and base notes vanilla and amber. There's definitely more going on than just that here. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the actual notes from the Kayali and double check. Yep, it is the top comparison. I don't think this one is quite as good a match as I think it's, let me just check, Care Pistachio from Paris Corner. That I think is a really, really excellent dupe of the original Kayali. But as I've said, these are so much more affordable than like any of the other dupes. And you can chuck them in your handbag. They're actually quite strong. This one lasted so long. I could really smell the oils on me for a long time. And because neither of them are my favourite kind of scents, again, I was kind of testing these out to see if I could tell my sister that they were good, affordable dupes. But yeah, I mean, they really do remind me of when I was testing out the samples I have of the Kayalis. So the actual real Yum Bougie Pistachio, Yum Bougie, I keep calling it Yum Bougie Pistachio, but it's Yum Pistachio Gelato. So, I mean, that perfume has so many notes in it that it's insane. But it has, in the mid, Lily of the Valley, Jasmine and Peony. And I think that's why you get this slightly clean-smelling, soapy scent. It's also got cardamom, which I think often comes across as being kind of slightly strange and soapy to me. You know, if you've got Versace Crystal Noir, you know, the cardamom in there comes across kind of spicy but also soapy. This is incredibly sweet. It's quite creamy. It has a noticeable but not overly nutty pistachio scent. It's super sweet. It's a little bit floral, a little bit clean smelling, and it has like just that, again, the hint of cacao, but that is actually in the original that it's duping. So, I mean, I think this is, again, it's a really good option if you're on a budget and you just want something that smells you know, quite a lot like the Kayali. Like, I do think it's a really good price. Like I said, it was quite strong. It lasted on me for ages. And I think overall the oils from this collection are quite impressive, especially considering the price point. So yeah, I'll just sum up now, shall I? So my advice is pretty straightforward here, guys. It's literally, if you're going to get the newer flankers, get the oils for sure. I think they're decent dupes of quite expensive perfumes that you can get for an incredibly affordable price. I mean, certainly, again, if you get them from Amazon, they're super, super affordable. I'll put my links below for only the UK, unfortunately, but I think you can get these for under a fiver, and they're oils, so they're going to last you forever. And then I think the Choco Musk, again, if you do want something stronger that's going to last even longer and be like a little thicker, then go for the oil. But personally, I think if you're getting the original Choco Musk, I just think there's something magical about the way the perfume version floats around your skin, and just creates this kind of slightly powdery instant chocolate smell. So yeah, I mean, from a hate to a love, you know. So that's what I would say. I think both the Pistachio and the Marshmallow Choco Musk are really good value versions of a more expensive perfume. And Choco Musk, I feel like this one's its own thing. It's been around for a long time. It's really good. I'm filming this in cold weather, and it's so fantastically cozy in cold weather. So yeah, that's my little Choco Musk video. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what's your favourite and what's your least favourite. Let me know if you smelt the sprays. Let me know if you're like me and you really are hypersensitive to probably something like Ambrofix or whatever it is that they're putting in all perfumes nowadays. Let me know if you think it smells like tar. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel and you like affordable perfumes and you are happy to listen to me ramble on and go off on loads of tangents, then please do subscribe to my channel. It really, really helps me out. It helps my little channel grow. And yeah, so come back again soon for another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.